How I hate him. And all of that loathing has been focused into this invincible instrument of destruction. Every defeat, every humiliation at the Hedgehog's hands will be returned 1,000-fold by my unstoppable creation.
Sonic Forces attempts to cast a wide net. Much like Sonic Generations, Forces alternates its style between the full speed-ahead nature of modern Sonic and the slightly more deliberate pace of 2D classic Sonic. In Generations, the periodic switch between old and new is a novel way to keep things interesting, and Forces mixes everything up further with the addition of a customizable avatar. While there is a commendable amount of freedom in the various ways the avatar can look and present itself, actually playing with the unique character adds little to a game that feels undercooked in nearly every way. The story of Forces is mostly standard Sonic fare. The conniving Dr. Eggman is once again wreaking havoc, although this time he has a new ally in the form of Infinite, a mysterious being with even more mysterious abilities who trumps Sonic in terms of raw power. It's potentially intriguing to have someone so much stronger than Sonic, but Forces doesn't do much with Infinite's character. He amounts to little more than a conceited menace who constantly boasts about his own power. The narrative often struggles to justify its own direction. Reasons given for darting from one location to the next can feel a bit forced, almost as if Sonic Team had a collection of levels in mind, but not a great way to give them purpose. At the very least, Forces doesn't treat itself too seriously, using a few one-liners and other opportunities to poke fun, which helps make it more enjoyable overall.
Man, this place is a wreck. Thanks, Eggman. One of my favorite spots is all ruined.
Your created character, referred to as the Rookie in-game, is in some ways the most compelling part of Forces. Upon initially cooking up the character, players are given a small but decent amount of options to bring their anthropomorphized creature to life. Each of the different races you can choose from offers some permanent bonus, such as the cat, which holds onto rings after taking damage. By completing story missions and bonus missions, earning S ranks, and collecting red rings, you'll obtain an overwhelming amount of weapons, clothes, and accessories for your avatar. Customizing a character is certainly not a new thing, but it feels ridiculous within the Sonic universe, and Forces knows it. Rather than trying to play it straight, the game offers a wide array of crazy outfits which are especially entertaining to see during cutscenes. The cosmetic rewards offer plenty of incentive to engage with things outside of the main story.
Hey, Rookie, you still in one piece?
Oh, sure. Don't even bother to ask how I am.
Sonic!
Amy?
I'm so glad!
Hold up, Amy. We're all set.
Is there an exit around here?
It won't be so long. We gotta get on that egg in a hurry.
Your concern is touching, Knuckles.
If only your character was as enjoyable to play with as it can be to look at. The character can grapple to specific locations and onto enemies in a way that's similar to modern Sonic's homing attack. The main source of your power, though, comes from the various weapons you acquire throughout the game. These take different forms, such as a flamethrower or a gun that shoots blocks, but they all feel fairly similar to one another. It's quite simple to get through any of the Avatar's story missions by spamming whatever attack you've got, neutering the whole idea of weapon choice in the first place.
You got this, right, Rookie?
It's a problem that's only amplified by the level design. Despite missions regularly alternating between modern Sonic, classic Sonic, solo Avatar stages, and team-up stages, everything just sort of bleeds together. Regardless of the character, each mission has you barreling through a level with easily avoidable obstacles and enemies placed in such a way that they offer little to no resistance. Of course, Sonic has always been about forward momentum, but these stages are so short and so straightforward that they leave us wanting more. Things do get more involved toward the end, and the boss fights require real effort, but it's not enough to fully compensate. Perhaps Forces would have been better served if it was more focused, but it's so spread out amongst its characters and their playstyles. As a result, each of the characters feels thin overall.
So they're building weapons here, huh? Making everyone work like robots. It'll be Eggman's turn to get pushed around when I get a hold of him.
Outside of the main story, there are bonus missions to unlock, and while these would ideally add some crazy new ideas, or at least a stiff challenge, they're just as forgettable as the story stages. These stages tend to have a central gimmick, like one where you'll have to deal with disappearing platforms, or machines constantly spitting spiked balls in your hedgehog face. Yet, like much of Sonic Forces, such stages are over very quickly, ending before really getting the most use of their own ideas. Sonic Forces doesn't ever reach the lowest lows the series has gone through in the past, yet it also has almost nothing in it that leaves a lasting impression. It's the kind of game you can breeze through in an afternoon and then forget about immediately after. The customization in Forces is appreciated, but it's nowhere near enough in a game that lacks great ideas.
What? You? I don't have time for this.
Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to see our other videos. And consider becoming a patron to help us make more.
Okay, let's get going, everybody. The world's not gonna save itself.
Right. Yep.